Let's test it and see what it looks like, how it sounds. New camera and all that. Tidy. Right, evening YouTube. Welcome back to the Garage of Dreams. Doing a bit more work on the race car build. As from the last video, you've seen the seats go in, so now it's time to do a bit of engine work. I need to get the engine fired up, ready to just to make sure that it's all running fine before it goes for the cage. So I've took the opportunity to upgrade a few bits. I've gone for a Airtech new header tank, simply because the pipework on mine, you had two versions. You had the overflow, which had a special it was a special clip that goes to the header tank, and the pipe is so brittle it just breaks that easy. And the other version was just one that had a hose that clips onto it that just pushes on with a Jubilee clip. I didn't have that one, so I thought, right, get a nice fancy alley welded one. I've had it powder coated black, and I've also had a big help from BD Performance, from Daz. He's managed to hook me up with a Pro Alloy curved intercooler. So I think we best get these bad boys unwrapped and see what they look like. Right, let's get them unwrapped. Right, all unwrapped. Starting with that. Yeah, loving that. But this is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. I mean, the quality of the welds, it just looks brilliant. I mean, I've not seen any other intercoolers, but I was recommended to go for this one, the curved one. All the big Fiestas on track, they all run these, so they've got to be half decent. But yeah, it comes with all the fitting kit, instructions. No, I'm absolutely made up with it. So I think the first job to do now is get the front bumper off, remove the old intercooler, and get this thing fitted. So let's get the spanners out. Right, hit a bit of a snag. I've had to use a standard pipe on here because I used to have the big boost pipe kit on this, which was pointless, completely pointless. But anyway, I bought one anyway. But this pipe isn't the best to fit in. You can see it's got a gap here, but it's tighter than Jubilee. But no, that should be all right. But on this side, it's nowhere near fitting as I want it to. This is just not the right bend. And again, this was out of the big boost pipe kit, which it's actually crap. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to go to Demon Tweaks tomorrow and just get another hose, get a proper one, because that's not right. And the intercooler's installed, but it's just held in by these two little holes here. It just sits in there and it's held on by these. So I'm thinking about making a bracket to go on to there and just pull this away, otherwise it's going to be doing that all the time. So if I just lift it away from the car like that, it'd be fine. But that's enough for tonight, I think. Or I might do that header tank. Don't know, see what we do. Well, you see, this is not fitting either. It's not fitting over that. There's like a barb on it. So I'm just going to whiz the top of that off. Can't be bothered. Right, so what I'm going to do now with this intercooler. I'll just flip the camera around. Or maybe not. Yeah, basically all you've got on the mountings is these two lugs. They sit in here. And that's all you've got to hold the intercooler in place. It's just flapping around everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and fabricate a bracket to come off the bottom here. That'll be like a channel. Then the intercooler, the bottom of it can just sit in it like that, and that'll keep it nice and secure. I don't really think I should be able to do this, not for an expensive intercooler like this, but it's just not secure. Even with the under tray on, it's still flapping about everywhere. So time to get a pint and get the welder out again. Any excuse though, so let's get on with it. Okay, so I've just slid that little piece I've fabricated up underneath here. Oh, well, you can see that, but I'm just sort of positioning it, and you can see that I can move the intercooler forwards and backwards. So I'm going to basically just position it where I want it, away from the car and away from that slam panel. Then I've got the welder here now. I'm just going to tack it in place. Then I know then that when it's welded up, no matter what the engine does or the car does, the intercooler's not going to slam and bang against anything else. It's going to be in its own sort of mount. So just going to position this where I want it, tack it up, unbolt it, take it back to the workbench and weld it up properly and dress it up and give it a paint, and hopefully that's a job done. So let's get it positioned right. Right, so I've just tacked it in place. I don't know if you can, how clear you can see it, but we've got a really uniform gap now, and that is absolutely solid. There's no movement in it whatsoever. And that's before I've even put any like sort of like a rubber gasket, if you like, just to stop metal on metal. But really happy with that. So I'm going to unbolt it all now and get it all really nicely welded up. Get the grinder on it, smooth it up, put a bit of liquor paint on it, put a little bit of I've got some strips of rubber I was going to put on it just to soften it so you don't get metal to metal rattling, if you like. And that'll be intercooler done, I think, so really close. So take it all off, get to the workbench and weld it up. Get on with it. So weld it all up now. It's not the prettiest, but it's absolutely solid. So what I'm going to do now is just get it in the vise, get the grinder out and just make it look a bit more presentable, because I don't want it to look like a dog's dinner, but just make it look a bit nice on the eye, bit of paint on it, fit it, and one job I can forget about and never do again. Let's get on with it. Right, so I've made this this little bracket that I fabricated up, dressed up a little bit, but I've just popped to work now because I thought I'll give it a quick blasting and maybe just powder coat it just to make it look a bit more presentable, and also it'll be a bit more more protected. It's just stronger paint basically. I mean, a wet paint will just scratch off. So I'm gonna get it in the blast cabinet now and get it coated. So nothing exciting. Back in the garage of dreams, and the bracket's all done. Nicely powder coated. It just looks a bit more presentable. You know, it's not going to look like a proper eyesore when it's installed. So I've got some like a rubber tape here. So I'm going to cut this to size and just glue it into this channel here, just so that when the intercooler's sat on it, it's not going to be rattling around. But no, I'm quite happy with that. Bit of a DIY bodge job, but I mean, why the intercooler didn't come with something like this in the first place is beyond me. But at least I'm happy now it's going to be installed and it'll be solid. So let's get it done. Right, so the intercooler's all installed now, absolutely solid, but a little bit of a problem. We've got these, got the outlet of the intercooler here, goes this hard pipe, which is the AirTech Big Boost pipe kit, and this is the hose that came with the AirTech kit, and it's just, you can see it's just not gonna. I think if I go underneath, you might get a bit of an idea of how it's not fitting. So if we look underneath, you can just see it's just nowhere near. So what I've done is I've bought, so I'm just going to ditch that now. I can do one. And I bought 45, just a generic one from Demon Tweaks, and this is called the classic style. It's a Samco sport hose, but I really like it. It's proper cool, old school looking. Basically, that's going to fit like that. So it's got to trim off that side, and that'll fit perfectly, I think. But yeah, I think what the plan is just get this cut now, get that fitted, and then I think I'll call this video an end. So that's gonna be the finish of that one. But I wanted to do the headed tank, which is gonna go there, but that's been sent back to AirTech because it needs a bit of modifications, a few changes basically, because it wasn't fitting right. Which, fair play to AirTech, they just took it straight back, and they had an issue with a jig or something, but can't fault customer service. They've sorted it out straight away. Should be with me next week. So when that comes back, I'll finish the video off with that on the part 2. But for the part 1, let's crack on with this, get the intercooler sorted, and yeah, move forward. Right, it's done. So there's the pipe all installed now, and it fits perfect. There's no kinks in it at all. It's a lovely transition there to meet up with the that other pipe. The intercooler's absolutely solid. There's no movement in that at all. On this side, I'm just put the standard one back on now just for starting it up, but I have ordered another pipe that's going to be a silicone one, a black silicone one to match the other pipes. But I'm really happy with how that's turned out now. It's just nice and secure, and I know it's not going to go anywhere. So I think on the I'll call it a day on this video. On the next one, it'll be like part 2 if you like. So I'll be putting the AirTech header tank on, getting the cooling system all plumbed in, get the bumper back on, and the under tray, and then I might have to put the door on. But it means we can start firing it up and just making sure if there's any limp modes, any warning lights or codes, fault codes, errors like that. Fingers crossed, it should be pretty spot on. And if it's all good, then it's going to be straight on the trailer, straight for the cage. So it's making some good progress now. So thanks very much for watching. If you like the content and you want to see some more of this race car build, please subscribe to the channel. If you've got any pointers, because I don't know what I'm doing really, I'm just winging it, give me a comment down below. I'll see you in the next video, so thanks for watching. Cheers.